Today on Thaco's Basically Speaking, I'm going to give you a quick look at one of the most versatile classes in Dungeons & Dragons. It's the Bard. The Bard had a very hard journey, and we're going to take a quick look at that as well back in 1st edition. I'm going to show you what it takes in 5th edition to be a Bard. The races that best support your skill set. The features and benefits of all the way up to 2nd level. And something else at the end of this video when everyone's done with it. So, if you're ready, here we go. Back in 1st edition, the Bard was considered to be a prestige class. It was one of the hardest classes to achieve, and also one of the most sought after in AD&D. This is because at 1st level, you already had the skills of a 12th level player character before you could even think about becoming a Bard. It was required that you had a 15 or better in your strength, dexterity, wisdom, and your charisma. And that's not all. You had to have at least a 12 in your constitution. To top that off, only humans or half-elves could become a Bard. This is because only humans and half-elves could multi or tri-class. The non-human races could only dual class, which meant they progressed 2 classes at one time and split the hit points evenly. Now back then you started as a fighter up to 5th, no higher than 8th level. Stopped your training as a fighter and became a thief. Trained at the 5th level, but no higher than 9th. Dropped that, and then started training as a level 1 druid, which meant, hey, you're a level 1 Bard. The best part of that is you maintained your hit points, and the others class specializations with their weapons. So, basically, you could be a 1st level Bard with the hit points and skills of an 8th level fighter and a 9th level thief and a 1st level druid. Very confusing, I know. 1st edition had its mechanical difficulties, but we worked through the rules, enjoying the moments as we achieved them. Here in 5th edition, villagers look at you as a traveling minstrel who follows a party around, documenting all their deeds with heroic stories and songs. Actually, you're one of the most disciplined player characters in the game. Your discipline is your experiences. Your experiences are your stories. And your stories are legacy. This is how you truly become a Bard. Through your words, you can inspire your party and also delight a crowd in a tavern. This is because you're a master of song and speech. Your hard training and learning is through a thing called colleges. A college is a connection that Bards have to one another. Learning from another Bard is the best way to gain and pass on wisdom of your craft. Most Bards already know what they want to be when they're children. The love of a good story and the ability to relate this story through song. Not every race in the player's handbook is suited to be a Bard. Now, the best races to choose from are the ones that have a charisma bonus. Out of all the races that I covered so far, a half-elf receives a +2 to their charisma and a +1 to 2 other abilities. The Lightfoot halfling has a +1 to charisma and their halfling racial ability of +2 to dexterity. And humans, of course, get a +1 to all their abilities. Your hit die is a D8. This means that you start off with 8 hit points plus your constitution modifier. And each time you level up, you gain a roll of an additional D8 plus your constitution modifier, increasing your hit points exponentially every time you level. You're specialized in light armor, like leathers, which helps dramatically with your mobility. You can start off with a 12 or 13 minimum armor class. That's pretty good. Your weapons of choice are simple. A handheld crossbow, long sword, a rapier, or a short sword. Personally, I prefer the rapier because it's a finesse type weapon. You get to apply your dexterity or your strength modifier to both your hit and your damage points. Most of the time it's going to be your dexterity. Now I bet I know what you're thinking. Movies were full of singing pirates and swashbucklers. I'm not saying that this could be you, but it could. why not use your flourish if you have it, right? You have the option to choose from 3 different musical instruments. Now, most bards are proficient in a specific class of instrument. For example, string instruments or even a woodwind. Your saving throw proficiencies are in dexterity and charisma. And you get to choose any 3 skills from your character record sheet. Now, that's pretty good. Here's just one of the reasons why most people out there, but not all, will prefer to play a bard. You have the ability at first level to cast spells. You get 2 cantrips. You get to memorize or learn 4 different spells, 2 of which you can cast, per long rest of course, which I'll cover in a link right up here. Also, when I finish this series on classes, I'll be making another series of videos dedicated specifically to cantrips and spells, where I'm also going to explain to you what a spell casting modifier is. Alright, like I said before, you're able to inspire your party's performance in combat type situations. Bardic inspiration starts at first level and improves as you progress in level. Progression through the use of your instrument and your rousing words. This will allow you to affect your party's roll of a d6 added to their attack, their saving throw, or a skill check for the next 10 minutes. That's pretty heavy. At second level, you become the jack of all trades, which allows you to half your proficiency bonus, rounded down of course, in addition to your saving throw and a skill that you don't have proficiencies in. So, a proficiency of 2 would be a 1, a 3 would be a 1, a 4 would be a 2, etc. You know what I'm saying. And starting at second level, you also learn Song of Rest. This is where you're able to aid your party with an extra d6 in recovery hit points when they take a short rest period. Also, this bonus rest die will increase as you level. Now, third level, you get to choose your choice of college. And you gain some other features as well. Of course, I will be covering that in another video, like I stated in the Barbarians. If you click this link right here, it'll take you directly to my Bard Quick Build. This is where I'm going to pick a race and build my Bard based off of the racial features and bonuses. I really enjoyed talking to you about this lyrical class. So, till next time, thank you for watching.